Hi, and welcome to this episode of Little Sprout Speech TV. Grab your pen and paper because today we are talking about how to create a calming space for your little one that has trouble with sensory processing. Maybe they have autism or Asperger's, or they just have a sensory processing disorder and they get quite overwhelmed and they really need a space in your home where they can decompress. So I'm going to tell you how we can create that for them. And if you look around me here in my therapy room, and I don't really have a full view of it, but you'll see how I've set it up as I'm talking and why I've chosen some of the colors that I have in here. So get that pen and paper because here we go. Tip number one is you're going to watch for your child's specific cues to determine what kind of lights, what kind of flooring, what kind of pillows maybe, what kind of, colors, all of that you're going to put into the room based on the cues and the signals they send you, right? So we can't ask our little ones, hey, is that light too bright for you? Or does that make you dizzy? Or does that color red, does that red on the wall make you feel angry or anxious? They're not going to tell us that, right? So we have to be the ones that figure that out by watching them. So, look at how your child responds when they're around really bright lights versus like in a dimly lit room. Look at how your child responds around neutral tones versus really bright tones, because it's going to be my recommendation that you create this space with neutral colors. And what do I mean by that? Use browns, taupes, grays, things that are going to be more calming, especially those blue tones, tend to be more calming. And the grays are very neutral. The browns are very neutral, the taupes. So you're going to want to stay in that family of colors. You're also going to want to think of a space where you can create, maybe some more dim lighting where it's maybe not dark. You don't need to set up like a glow in the dark situation unless your child really loves that and responds well to that. But you may want to have a light on a dimmer where you could dim it a little for them if that's going to be beneficial. So that's what I'm talking about when you look at the cues and you look at how your child responds. They may need complete quiet when they're in that space. So maybe it needs to be a tiny little room that you have in your house with a door on it. And you don't have to turn your whole house upside down or redecorate everything. The goal here is really just to create a space that can be their own. Tip number two is to make it a safe place. Safe and comfortable. What do I mean by that? Well, I have gray carpeting in my therapy room because it's comfortable and the kids tend to like to feel it with their fingers, but it's also neutral color and it's a safe space. You can also use those the foam flooring that a lot of people like to put in kids' playrooms, but make sure you're not using bright colors. Again, either pick the ones that look like, like they're wood, like it's fake wood, but it's really, this foam, the foam flooring, or pick a gray tone or something, or a light blue or something that's going to be more calming to your child. And then fill it with pillows, and again, if your child likes some colors, it may be okay to introduce some colors in here, but I would, in the beginning, stick with those neutral, calming tones, those grays and blues and browns and taupes that I've mentioned. The more comfortable it is, throw a big beanbag in there, put, a crash pad or something your child can crash into when they need that impact, but they need to just kind of relax too at the same time. That's what you want in this space, okay? So that's how you're going to make it comfortable for them and a place that's desirable for them to go to because it's quiet, it's calming, the lights are dim, it's, got really comfortable pillows to lay on, and you can crash into that big beanbag. That's what we're looking to do here in this calming space. And then your third tip is to teach your child to use it. Start teaching them to use it when they don't actually need it at first. Introduce them to it, show it to them so they know it's there. And then when they do need it, you're going to help guide them slowly to that place. And eventually they'll start to learn that when they're feeling a certain way, they need a timeout, and they'll put themselves in that room to take a break before they get to meltdown mode many times. So that's the goal here, is to give them a space they can go to help reduce the meltdowns and reduce when they're feeling overwhelmed or when they're feeling out of control of their worlds, and help them kind of get themselves back, you know, into that space where they feel regulated and like they're back in control of themselves again. So I hope that you found this helpful. Let's review. Our 3 tips this week were to create this I want to call it a crash space, but create this calming space, you know, calm down space, calming room. You can call it whatever you want. But your 3 tips were to look at your child's cues in helping you design the room, make it a safe and comfortable place, and number 3, teach your child to use it. I hope that you find this helpful. I look forward to talking to you guys, same place, right here next week. I hope you have a great week, everybody. This is Hallie Vulcan signing off.